Somewhere right now, someone is spending their Saturday elbow deep in a 50-year-old engine, covered in grease, completely at peace, no notifications, no deadlines. Just them, and a machine that hasn't breathed in decades. Why? It's because for a certain kind of person, a rusted motorcycle isn't scrap. It's an invitation. We live in an age of invisible work. You send emails, you join calls, you close tabs and open new ones. At the end of the day, you ask yourself, what did I actually make? For most of us, the answer is nothing you can hold. Psychologists call this a loss of tangible feedback, and it's quietly draining us. Our brains evolved to crave visible, measurable results. Building, fixing, completing. These aren't hobbies, they're biological needs. This is where motorcycle restoration becomes fascinating. The psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi described a mental state called flow, complete absorption in a challenging task where time disappears and everything else fades. Restorers live in that state. Rebuilding a carburetor demands your full attention. You can't half focus. The work pulls you entirely into the present. That's not accidental, that's relief. There's also the concept of self-efficacy, developed by psychologist Albert Bandura. Your belief in your own ability to do hard things. Every time a restorer solves a problem no manual covers, that belief grows. And research consistently shows that higher self-efficacy links directly to lower anxiety and greater life satisfaction. Then there's control. Studies in environmental psychology show that when life feels unpredictable, humans seek domains of genuine autonomy. A restoration project is entirely yours. You set the pace, you make the decisions, but it goes beyond psychology textbooks. Choosing to restore instead of replace is a value statement. In a culture that treats everything as disposable, bringing an old machine back to life is a quiet act of defiance. Restorers become part-time historians. Each model they rescue represents a specific chapter of industrial culture, engineering ingenuity, and human ambition. And then there's the personal layer, the bike a grandfather once rode, the model plastered on a bedroom wall at age 12. These machines carry memory. Restoring them is a way of keeping something real alive, not just preserving metal, but preserving meaning. Restorers also find each other. Online forums, local meets, and garage visits. These communities are remarkably generous with knowledge. A retired machinist and a 20-something software developer bond over ignition timing. Status is irrelevant. Skill and curiosity are everything. And when that engine finally fires after months of work, that moment isn't just satisfying, it's proof. Proof that patience matters, that broken things can be fixed, that effort applied carefully over time actually works. In a world full of problems that feel too big and too vague to solve, that proof means everything. So next time you see someone disappear into their garage on a weekend, know this: they're not just fixing a motorcycle. They're fixing something in themselves, and it's working.